All right, my next guest at this time, as we continue Music Spotlight Month, she got a busy day coming up on March 27th with her new album available on iTunes. And she's got a new music video that will be available also on that same day. I'm joined with Kylie Odetta. She's with me right now. Hello.
What's up? Hey, Kenny.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, and thank you for joining me this evening. I truly
No
appreciate it.
problem. Thank you for having me.
You are in for quite a busy uh day coming up, March 27th.
Yes, it's gonna
Um,
be a big day.
you got the new album going to be available on iTunes, and
Mhm.
as that day approaches, I mean, how you feeling right now, knowing that all the hard work, the countless hours in the studio, and here we are getting near this release date. How are you feeling right now as the album gets near to being released?
I'm feeling really, really excited. I cannot wait for it to come out. We have been spending a ton of time, almost a year, getting this album ready, and this whole week has been crazy getting all the final touches and everything ready for it to go out. And I'm just really, really excited for people to finally hear my new sound and my new style and get this new side of me out there.
And not only that, you got a music video that's going to be released on
I
the
do. I
day.
have a new music video coming out. It's actually, the date has been changed. It's going to be a little bit after the album is released, but we are going to get that out as soon as possible. But you know how things go. Sometimes you just got to change it up. But the album will definitely be coming out on March 27th, this Thursday.
What was it like working on this record in the year leading up to the release? What was like your mindset? What type of direction you wanted to go on this record?
Well, this whole record is really, it shows a more vulnerable side of me, I think. And I think that vulnerability is powerful because I think that being able to show how you feel is really, it can be difficult. And so I'm really excited for it to come out because it's a little bit more edgy and alternative. And it's just really, it's this new style. For me, most of my listeners haven't heard this style of me before, but this is what I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've been writing songs since I was a little girl, and I feel like I'm finally at the point where I have music that represents me well, and so I'm really excited for it to come out.
From my understanding, from hearing you talking about it, it feels like a evolution of yourself.
It is,
Uh,
it
it feels like you're all grown up now.
is.
Well, at least growing up,
Yes.
elevating yourself and just, willing to. I mean, that's the thing about music. You're all for the fun and the love and partying and
Yeah.
having a good time, but let's face it, music fans, they want artists to dig deep, talk about
Exactly.
talk about things that you least expect. Step outside of your
Mhm.
comfort zone. And how often did you feel that you had to step outside your comfort zone working on this record?
I think that any time you have to um, really dig in and show how you truly feel and say what you feel can be pretty scary. I mean, a lot of these songs are really personal to me, and so when they come out, I just, if I can connect with at least one other person through one of my songs or one of my albums, then I'll feel like I've accomplished something. Because I think that you're exactly right. Music does go so much deeper, and in the end of the day, although each and every one of us is different and we're individuals and we're unique, we all go through the same emotions and the same feelings. And so I think that this new album, for me anyways, it goes through all the different emotions of being strong and confident to being kind of vulnerable and upset and happy. It goes through all of those emotions, and I feel like people can hopefully connect to that. So that's what this album is for me. It's really showing my true heart, you know?
Absolutely. Now I got the two songs and I played them earlier today.
Mhm.
One is called Maybe I'll Stay, and the
Mhm.
second one is called Losing Control.
Yeah.
What was it like working on those two songs? And let's start with Maybe I'll Stay first. Talk a little bit of what the song's about.
Maybe I'll Stay is a song about being in some type of relationship that you know isn't good for you and you know probably isn't going to last, but you just can't seem to pull away and break yourself off from that person. And it's like the point, it's a lot of us come to a point in our life where it's like the maybe stage where we don't know if we should keep trying and keep trying to make it work or if we should just let go and move on. And so that song is really about that deciding moment, and at the end, it kind of leaves you hanging. You don't really know what's going to happen. But working on that song was great. I actually wrote that song a little differently than I write most of my songs. Most of the songs I write, I sit down at the piano and I'll just be messing around and it'll come to me. But that one I wrote probably over the course of a year. I just kept coming back to it and changing it. And then when we finally got in the studio, we wanted to make the music different than anything I've had out online before to kind of be a segue into this new album. And so I just really wanted it to be fun and kind of bluesy and jazzy and have that little different sound to it. So it was a lot of fun to make. Me and my producer, Matt, we were working on it along with my drummer, Mark, and we just had a lot of fun making that song.
Some blues and some jazz. I like the
Yeah.
sound of that. I like the sound of that. I love me some blues. I love me some jazz. I guess that record in particular, what made me very intrigued into hearing that song. I definitely like that song a lot.
Thank you.
And talk about working on the track "Losing Control."
Losing Control, that was a lot of fun to make too because that song, it's more of like a sing-along song. You know, you can kind of memorize the chorus pretty easily, and it's just about all the happy parts about being in love and being in a relationship. You know, on the one hand, Maybe I'll Stay is kind of the more complicated side of things, and then the losing control is the side of things where you're so in love that you'll just basically do anything. You would run away together, and I think everyone goes through, like, it's kind of like that song, I think, is kind of like the honeymoon stage of a relationship is what it feels like to me. In the song, we even put a few, like, wedding bell type sounds in the back of it, and so we really wanted to focus on making that kind of uplifting and, like, just a good old love song.
Now that I think of it, that could this song right here could definitely potential. We talk about anthems in music a lot. That could be the honeymoon anthem right there. Like after you get married, after you say I do, you may kiss the bride, and when you get ready for that honeymoon, you crank up some Kylie Odetta. You play that song "Losing Control." Oh, that's gonna
Yeah.
be a lot of control.
I'm
Lose.
actually performing at a wedding coming up in April, and maybe I'll sing that song and make it the honeymoon anthem.
Oh, okay, Kylie. That's a good way to go. That's a good way to go. That's definitely a relatable track for all the couples or soon
Yeah.
to be couples out there. Um, so you performing at a wedding, obviously. That
Mhm.
being said, and with the album coming out in a few days, do you plan to have some upcoming performances to promote this record?
Yes, I have a lot of shows coming up. I basically have a mini tour set up, but this week, actually tomorrow, I'm going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, playing at Deep South Bar. I play at 9 o'clock, I think. And then this Wednesday, the day before the album is released, I'll be playing in Spartanburg, South Carolina at Blues Boulevard Jazz Club. So got lots of few shows coming up, trying to get the album out, just meet people, and I really like that's the part I really like about my shows is getting to talk to people afterwards and really hear what they have to say and meet my fans. You know, I think that's a really important part of the whole journey.
Absolutely true. When it comes to artists, it's all about connecting with the fans, and obviously, when it comes to the big name singers, maybe they don't necessarily get to interact with the fans as much as they want to because of
Mhm.
schedule, or maybe they want to have a private lifestyle or
Yeah.
whatever. But as far as the indies and the unsigned artists,
Mhm.
I mean, they get a better opportunity to connect. You know, and that definitely had to be a good feeling. What is that feeling like when a fan approaches you and they be like, "Well, I've heard your songs. It definitely is relatable. It's something that I can relate to. I love your songs. I'm a fan of yours. I love what you're doing and you being the role model, etc." I mean, what's that feeling like when a fan just comes up to you and saying, like, your music is relatable. I love what you're doing. What's
It's
that feeling like?
the best feeling in the world. It really is. I mean, for me anyways, and I think a lot of artists too, that's what we do it for. I mean, music for me, it connects people and it means so much. And so I know when I write the songs, they mean a lot to me personally, and I feel really blessed to be able to express myself in that way. So if I can have a fan or someone young, someone old, anybody connect to what I'm feeling, it's the best feeling in the world. And just to know that other people understand and can relate to it, it's amazing. I mean, like I said, it's what I do this for.
That's just what it all boils down to. If your song can impact at least one person, then
Exactly.
then it makes it worth those countless hours being in the
Most
studio,
definitely.
working on the music video, performing, and things like that. Now, I want to ask you this from a fan standpoint, and you listen to music yourself.
Mhm.
How do you feel about how music is, and I guess maybe for your genre, more in the pop and the country category, things like that.
Mhm.
How do you feel about music as it is, as it sounds today?
I think that there's music out there for everyone. There's so many different genres and styles. There's literally a sound out there that I think everyone can relate to. I mean, if pop is your thing and top 40 radio is what you like to listen to, then all the power to you. If you like the metal bands, the hardcore screamo, then there's music out there for those people. Or if you like, I really like listening to the alternative and kind of indie singer-songwriter stuff. So there's music out there for literally everyone, and I think that it's always going to be that way. I think that right now, kind of the alternative and the indie underground bands, they've always been popular, but I think they're really starting to come up and show in some of the top 40, like bands like The Neighborhood in the 1975, like all sorts of more. And Lord is a great example of people who come up through alternative and end up crossing over into pop. So I really think that there's music out there for everyone, and a lot of it is starting to show up and not just the traditional pop top 40 radio.
Absolutely, and I guess my point of view as it pertains to music, I guess there's too much gimmicks going on.
Mhm.
I guess it just lacks. I guess it's hard to come up with your own sound, your own creativity when
Mhm.
I guess what's the downside of music is people want to follow the same trend because that
Mhm.
person did a sing a song a certain way or like an auto tune or things like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love music. I'm all for the partying and the loving and having a good time and just
Mhm.
enjoying myself, or for the couples out there for the honeymoons. But overall, you gotta have songs with a message. You have to
Yes.
be believable. You can't just be talking about the fancy things and what you
Mhm.
have. And I mean, you have a voice and
Thank
you
you.
know what you're made of. And I appreciate artists such as a Kylie Odetta for what she has done, and for someone of you having an album coming out. It just shows that there's people out there that believes in you, that believes in your records, that believes in what you're doing, and that's why you have an album coming out. And congratulations
Thank you
on
very
getting to
much.
this point. For the new fans that you may be getting hopefully on the show. What's the
Mhm.
name of the album? One.
The album is titled Waiting Game, and it'll be on iTunes March 27th, so check it out.
Waiting Game. Well, let's just say after a year that you have to go through, fans, it's going to be worth the wait. Waiting Game is the name of the album. It is available on iTunes. Go and, I guess, download it. Go check it out. Again, before I let you go, why don't you go ahead, promote your links or social media links on how people can learn more from you, from your journey, Facebook, Twitter, any other links people need to know.
Yes, okay. My name is Kylie Odetta. It's KylieOdetta, and I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's all just at Kylie Odetta. You can check out my website for my tour dates and more information. There's some music on there. It's just KylieOdetta.com. I'm on SoundCloud. Actually, right now on SoundCloud, you can download one of my acoustic songs for free called My Love. So if you go check it out, it's just Kylie Odetta. And thank you so much, Kenny, for having me on. I've had a great time talking with you. Again, the album comes out March 27th, titled Waiting Game. So go get that, download it, tell all your friends, tweet about it. And if you tell me that you followed me from this show, then I'll follow you back on Twitter for sure. I got
you. You heard it right here. Breaking news. If you are listening to the show, and I guess you listen to the replay because I'm gonna put this on YouTube. But just let people know. If you listen to you just heard it from Kylie. This is recorded. This is live, and this will be recorded. This will be on YouTube. But if you hear this, tweet her that you've heard it, and she will follow you. And go support this lady. Waiting Game, March 27th, coming out on iTunes. Thank you, Kylie. You are awesome.
Thank you so much.
And,
thank you. You too.
And you have a great night.
You too. Bye, Kitty.
All right, bye-bye. That was Kylie Odetta joining me here on Chilling with Jeff Kenny C.